Good morning, players. So we have an update on the Citibike Karen situation. And not only do we have an update, we actually have some real receipts with timestamps. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat because the mother and the sister of the 17-year-old boy has spoken out. Now, y'all know my green screen ain't working, so we're going to make it do what it do. We need to make it do what it do, okay? So in an exclusive with News One, thank goodness for News One, we have the mother of the teen in the Citibike video speaking out. She said no one bothered to ask him what happened. 17-year-old Michael is a senior in high school, and he should be planning to attend his prom and looking forward to walking the stage at his graduation in a few weeks. But instead, he and his family have spent the last week and a half living in turmoil. So Michael is an avid Citibike rider, and he said he and his friends walked around the Bronx for 20 minutes before they found the highly coveted but hard to find new e-bikes. They rode the bikes to Harlem first, where they stopped riding after 45 minutes. Michael explained that he gets a discount on the Citibike rides, but after 45 minutes, the rates of the bikes increase, so they have to stop and redock the bike. And it resets the bike, allowing him to ride for an additional 45 minutes before stopping again. Here's a receipt for the bike in question where they rode it the first time. Michael said after resting in Harlem, the boys continued to ride the bikes into the Lower East Side of Manhattan. They docked their bikes again at 7:19 and sat there to rest. So they redocked the bikes because it was going close to 45 minutes, but they did not leave the bikes unattended. 4 boys were sitting on their bikes as they rested, but Michael was standing next to his bike with his hands on the handlebars. That's when Sarah Comrie approached the group and asked his friend, could she have his bike? He said no, and then she asked Michael, where he said no. She did tell him that she is pregnant. Can you please help a pregnant woman out? And he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I've ridden this bike all the way from the Bronx and I needed to get back home. According to Michael, that's when Sarah Jane Comrie moved closer to the bike, leaned over him and scanned the QR code with her phone, even as he had his hands on the handlebars. Here's the receipt showing that they rented the bike and docked it at 7:19. Sarah Comrie comes on the scene around 7:21, and then they begin recording at 7:24. Now, with the family speaking out, Sarah Jane's attorney has decided to unredact the receipt and release it. It shows 7:24. That's the whole reason for the redaction, $0.00, 7:24 to 7:25. This is Michael's receipt. Another receipt showing that he rented that bike and rode it to his destination again. So Michael says, I can't say that this isn't affecting me. At first, I felt supported. It's like I went through this thing and people saw the video of it and they were supporting me. But all of that changed when Moreno put out his statement to the media. As we know, that is Sarah Jane's attorney. When those receipts got released, everything flipped. People started calling me a thief and a thug and a black man. It's definitely having an effect on me. It's just like, wow, this is crazy. He added that Sarah Comrie did something wrong and she basically got rewarded for it. She made over $100,000 on GoFundMe, and she's got all these white conservatives on her side. As of right now, Sarah's GoFundMe is over $120,000 and it is still open to donations. And her attorney, who released this redacted receipt, said that he will make no further comments or responses on this matter. Sarah Jane Comrie hired a PR firm to switch the narrative, and she definitely got her money's worth because they were able to switch the narrative with a redacted receipt. She was able to fleece over $120,000 with a redacted receipt. I'm still getting threats in my inbox over that story I did about Michael, and he wants his story to be told, the real story to be told. The story without the redacted receipts, the story that actually adds up to what happened on that day. But no matter what, this was never about a stolen Citibike. They changed the narrative to a stolen Citibike. This was about her actions, because her actions, no matter how you slice it, was ridiculous and a hot boo-boo shitty mess. Michael's family also stated that they are seeking a civil rights attorney to represent them at this time. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is Double D Mother for the Black Accurate News.
That young man is my little brother.
Bike number 5603915 was in my brother's possession from St. Nicholas Ave and Manhattan Ave all the way to First Ave and East 30th Street from the hours of 6:33 p.m. to 7:19 p.m. At 7:19 p.m., they dock the bikes. Sarah Jane Comrie walks up to them, asks, "Hey guys, can I use one of you guys' bikes?" She says this as there are other bikes sitting idle at the bike rack. They politely decline. She asks them again, mentions that she's pregnant, and they still decline. Then, with my brother standing next to the bike with his hands on the handlebars, she jumps onto the bike, sits on the bike, and scans the QR code. 7:24 p.m., close to 7:25. My brother's ride that was in the previous screenshot starts at 7:25. The initial ride where my brother rode the bike all the way over to this bike dock ended at 7:19 p.m. There were a number of bikes at the bike rack already there when she arrived. She still proceeded to try to take the bike from my brother. Help, 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 trying to make it seem like these boys stole this bike from her. The bike is on my brother's account.